I just saw a guy on their team literally punch Steph. That one sentence from Steve Kerr instantly sent shockwaves across the NBA world. In the middle of another heated Warriors game, Draymond Green was ejected, and once again, the spotlight swung directly onto Golden State's most polarizing figure. But this time, Kerr wasn't backing down. Instead, he doubled down, defending Draymond and turning the focus toward Dillon Brooks and what he called dirty plays. The moment unfolded fast and escalated even faster. A physical sequence turned chippy, words were exchanged, bodies collided, and officials ultimately tossed Draymond from the game. For many fans, it felt familiar. Another Draymond ejection, another flashpoint in a long career defined by intensity and controversy. But Kerr's post-game comments made it clear, in his eyes, this wasn't about Draymond losing control. It was about protecting Steph Curry. According to Kerr, the situation crossed a line long before Draymond reacted. Kerr explained that Curry took contact he believed was completely unnecessary, pointing specifically to Brooks' reputation and history around the league. I just saw a guy on their team literally punch Steph, Kerr said, emphasizing that Curry, the face of the franchise and one of the most protected stars in the league, was put in harm's way without consequence. That moment, Kerr suggested, set the tone for everything that followed. For the Warriors, Curry getting hit isn't just another foul, it's personal. Golden State's entire identity is built around Steph's movement, freedom, and creativity. When defenses cross into physicality that borders on recklessness, emotions flare quickly. And nobody embodies that emotional edge more than Draymond Green. To Kerr, Draymond wasn't instigating chaos, he was responding to it. Still, the optics were hard to ignore. Draymond's ejection left the Warriors shorthand in a critical stretch, reigniting the debate over whether his intensity helps or hurts the team. Critics immediately jumped in, calling it another example of Draymond failing to control himself. Supporters countered that this is exactly why Draymond exists, to stand up for teammates when officials don't. Kerr firmly planted himself in the second camp. He made it clear that Brooks' physical style has earned him a league-wide reputation, one that follows him into every arena. From Memphis to Houston, Brooks has consistently pushed boundaries, often daring officials to make calls. Kerr implied that when players like that are allowed to play on the edge, retaliation becomes inevitable. And that's where the league's officiating came under fire. Kerr didn't just defend Draymond, he questioned why the initial contact on Curry wasn't addressed more aggressively. In his view, the officials let the game get out of control, forcing players to police it themselves. That's a dangerous recipe, especially when emotions are already running high. This isn't the first time Kerr has spoken out about physical play against Curry. Over the years, he's repeatedly argued that Steph doesn't get the same whistle as other superstars. Because Curry moves so much off the ball, defenders grab, bump, and hit him constantly, often without calls. When that physicality escalates, Kerr believes the league has a responsibility to step in before things boil over. In this case, he feels they didn't. Draymond's reaction, then, becomes part of a bigger picture, one about respect, protection, and double standards. Kerr didn't excuse the ejection, but he contextualized it. He framed Draymond as someone reacting to repeated missed calls and escalating contact, rather than someone seeking attention or chaos. Around the NBA, reactions were split. Some fans applauded Kerr for standing up for his player and his star. Others accused him of deflecting blame and enabling Draymond's behavior. Social media exploded with slowed-down clips, freeze frames, and debates over whether Brooks' contact truly crossed the line. But what's undeniable is that Kerr's words shifted the narrative. Instead of the usual Draymond lost his cool storyline, the conversation turned into a broader discussion about dirty plays, star protection, and how much physicality is too much. And Dillon Brooks, once again, found himself at the center of controversy, something that seems to follow him regardless of team or uniform. For the Warriors, this moment also highlights their emotional state as a team. Golden State isn't cruising through the season, they're fighting for consistency, respect, and positioning. Every game feels magnified. Every call feels personal. And when things don't go their way, frustration spills over. Draymond Green, love him or hate him, reflects that tension. Kerr knows exactly who Draymond is. He's coached him through championships, suspensions, and countless emotional flashpoints. That history matters. When Kerr defends Draymond publicly, it's not blind loyalty, it's trust built over a decade of shared success. But the league is watching closely. Draymond's reputation means every incident is scrutinized, every reaction magnified. Even when he believes he's doing the right thing, the margin for error is razor thin. Kerr's defense may resonate internally, but externally, it adds fuel to an already raging debate. As for Dillon Brooks, this only adds to his image as one of the NBA's most controversial defenders. Some teams love that edge. Others see it as reckless. But when coaches like Kerr publicly label plays as dirty, it carries weight, and it puts pressure on officials to be more alert moving forward. In the end, this wasn't just about one ejection. It was about how games are officiated, how stars are protected, and how quickly competitive fire can turn into chaos when lines aren't clearly enforced. Kerr's blunt comment, "I just saw a guy on their team literally punch Steph," cut through the noise and reframed the entire incident. Whether fans agree or not, one thing is clear: the Warriors aren't backing down, Draymond isn't changing who he is, and the tension between physical defense and player safety isn't going away anytime soon. And if this moment is any indication, every Warriors game just got a little more explosive.